We are very lonely. Not great news for us. Where is this map going to take us? We're in Sealantlys. There's the Vale Wood, Gilded Vale, Modmer Village, Bridge. So we're heading probably that way. This is my next option. It will take you 6 hours. Monks have powerful unarmed attacks.
Sleep like the dead.
Alright, so I'm not feeling great, judging by that little quip I just had. But hey, gain another spike of experience. Let's stealth mode. We are completely alone, and that's not a good place to be in. You know what? I'll take it. Run around in fast mode for a bit, if in no other reason than just because watching him sneak in real time will feel like an eternity. Did I see? I did. I'm totally seeing little glimpses of ghosts. We're hearing the whispering. This is my condition that needs to be treated. One would worry that it might be debilitating at any moment, which would be all the more reason to get ourselves into some kind of civilized environment again. Oh, someone ran by. An outlaw. Oh, I immediately got detected because my stealth skill is very bad. Well, all I can do is auto attack him unless I want to try to run away, which I don't think I can effectively do. Oh boy. Okay, I'm winning this at least. Got that going for me. How many chants deep are we right now? Requires 3 phrases chanted. Does it count my phrases chanted somewhere? We're probably not that far in. Here we go. This just became usable. And he's still got a fair bit of health left, so I should probably start going at him. So I can reduce his damage reduction, or I can call a spirit to help me. Screw him up. There we go. So now I got this guy in my party. Oopsie. Cancel. There we go. I accidentally told somebody to move. A phantom spirit. 50 endurance, 300 health. That's more than I've got. So if nothing else, that's good. Major fatigue. I need to look into what that is. If I can. I had a notification that I had fatigue, but it went away. So I couldn't just read through what it meant. Survival, lore, mechanics, all this stuff. Major fatigue. Minus 20 accuracy, minus 25% maximum endurance. Uh-oh. There's the bad news. I need to figure out how to get rid of it, probably by sleeping. I guess I should use those camping supplies on my own. There we go. Ooh. Got some CP. That's good. That's good.
Keeping quiet.
I don't know. I might want to take some actual damage before I spend my resting. I don't know how tight our pockets might get. I touch more salt. How long is it gonna take to make some damn stew? Don't rush me. You have to let the meat absorb the flavor. You'll be absorbing the sharp end of my dagger if you don't hurry up. Uh-oh. There's 2 bandits and an outlaw, and then this guy, Ten Frith. I don't think Ten Frith is here of his own free will, but I am alone, and it's not a great spot for me. You know what? Let's quick save. In case it kills me, but maybe I will take a look. I don't know. They are set up as dialogue characters. Maybe I can talk my way through the situation. The young dwarf tending the stew looks up, startled as he sees you approach. He drops his ladle, spattering stew across the ground. What? The bandit turns. Get him, you dogs, and make sure our new cook doesn't run off. Help! Please, help! Ah! One of the bandits gives 10 for the kick as they pass him, and he huddles. Shit. That's not good news. That's me versus 3 bandits. Hopefully he's a good ally when I save him, if I survive this fight, which I'm not going to really bet on. I thought maybe I didn't have to fight them, like there might be a surprise going on here. Instead, we're very much fighting them. Oh boy. Yep, I'm paying for this. Okay. If nothing else, I can get some attention on him. Okay, you get him. Get him to stop shooting me, at least. The best I can hope for now. He interrupted my chanting, I think. Okay, oh yeah. The summon is very helpful. Okay, focus fire. We're not at 3 chance. Oh, my summon's gone. Uh-oh. He doesn't last forever. I still think he's better. I think the summon is still better than trying to fight alone. Yes. Yes. About to be 2-on-1. Oh yes, and he stuns. Also great news. Uh-oh. Bit lonely all of a sudden, but he's stunned, so that's good. Gotcha. Let's see. I was hitting him for 7 pierce damage. He had 6 DR. So he was taking out a chunk of my damage. Yeah. Pierce may not be the best option. Sure. Oh well. This. Well, I was saying I should probably get in a real fight before I try using.
Can't move now.
Yep. I was talking about how I should probably get in a real fight before I use my camp supplies, and I guess that has now happened. Maybe I should go in for heavier armor. Yeah. I'm not a big spellcaster half the time, so the usual negative effects of armor don't affect me so heavily. So while that's neat looking armor, I should probably not be doing that. There's 7. Yeah. Rank that shit up. Now that I'm solo, I really need that damage reduction as best as I can do it. And whatever I think are the best weapons money can buy. Or that I can wear at the moment. A hood, a cape, and a helm. I don't remember if helms are just completely cosmetic in this game or what. Like if they do anything. We'll see. As long as they continue to not seem to indicate any kind of stats, I think I'm not going to wear one just because it makes my portrait fit my character, which is kind of nice. As much as we can. I feel like I had something cool or useful. There's the vessel flesh. Gross. A sort option would be nice, so these would at least be grouped by type or something. And there's no DPS ranking on these weapons. You kind of have to figure out what you think it means when you compare the weight. I think I'm gonna go back to my weapon that skips 3 damage reduction. That probably outclasses any weapon categorization modifier that I'd want to worry about. Get rid of these excess shields. This open helm is also not... yeah. I don't think I'm willing to go shieldless when I'm running solo right now. Plus 0.5 to crit damage multiplier. Huh. Based on how I read that, that doesn't seem like it's that much. Unless I'm misinterpreting what that number means, basically. Torch might be useful for a number of reasons. Okay, well, I live. Apparently I can take on 3 dudes at once. It's a bit of an ask, though. I'm definitely taking all their shit.
How do you do?
By the flame. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for these ignorant weasels for the rest of my life. Or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in Gilded Vale, stop by the Black Hound Inn. I'll let Pasca know what you've done for me, and I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. Oh, and... oh, to be back at my oven again. Goodbye. You've earned a reputation. Reputation can be held with communities or factions in the Eastern Reach and will affect how members of that group respond to you. In some cases, friends or enemies of those groups will also react to your affiliations. Helping a group will increase your positive reputation with that group. Harming a group will increase your negative reputation. It is possible to have a mix of positive and negative reputation with a group if you help them and harm them in equal measure. Probably gets things a little weird. What is my journal, I suppose? There we go. We will need to go find him at the Black Hound Inn. We've more or less... it kind of comes pre-finished as a quest. What's back here? The tent is empty, but for a pair of stained cots and the stink of unwashed bodies. You know, overall, it seems like I didn't take as much damage as I kind of thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like your maximum... is it what it is? It seems like your maximum endurance might be set to whatever your current health cap is. But I could be wrong about that.
Right.
It might just be the 20% I lost from being exhausted. You know what? I'm not doing myself any favors. Let's just camp already. I know that I want to preserve. And also I get to pick a damage reduction bonus, which would also be pretty good. So all the more reason to rent. I get to choose my camping bonus. Oh god. I have a good bad habit of I always put the mouse on the bottom of the screen to hide it when cutscenes happen instinctively, which is helpful in many cases, but it also means that it auto scrolls the moment the cutscene's over in this particular game. So here we go. I have 1 damage reduction. I have a AoE heal that happens. There's some good things happening. Okay, and I've switched from 5 damage reduction armor to 7 damage reduction armor, which means I've gone from 7 DR to 8 DR. Yep. From 5 to 8, which means I should be significantly harder to kill. But now it's nighttime, which might be bad, actually. So we'll see about that. I should be sneaking.
Does it?
Oh. Ah, damn it. Oh, I'm realizing what throws me off so bad about this. In most stealth games, the indicator that you're about to be caught is on the enemy. In a lot of them, like it's an exclamation point that fills up. I'm looking at them and I keep expecting something to show up on their circles, but it's of course my circle that has the notification. So I'm like looking at the wrong part of the screen and I get caught off guard entirely when it turns out that it's full. Alright, well, Bad news for me. Oh, that's a number of wolves. Thankfully, wolves are vulnerable to weapons, so that's good. You would think that the wolves would be scared away when they get attacked by horrible monsters. Like they'd be like, "Oh shit, he's summoning. Where'd that sparkly nightmare monster come from? You know what? I'm not into this. I'm not feeling this fight anymore. Suddenly, I'm like concerned for my own well-being. Call me crazy." Man, this summon does not last a long time. It does not last a long time. Hopefully sometime in the future, hopefully as I level up, I'll get, like, some proper upgrades. What is that? What did you find, Yaskier? Ah. The exact one I already have. Now I'm less impressed by the one I already have, because there's more. These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and the stairs lead to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Let's examine it more closely. These heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. Given the right tools, let's leave. Yeah. I'm allowed to come back and try again. So let's try to find the right tools, since I'm not a dexterous or athletic character. Let's try to find climbing tools, or rope, or something. Whatever it is, I don't have it, because there was no dialogue option to try anything on it. So, I lack something. Are you a character I can talk to?
Good day to you.
This man appears to be hurriedly dismantling the camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks upon you as you approach, his expression tense and drawn. "Greetings," he says, a little breathless. "On your way south, is it?" He wipes his brow, turning to face you. "The sooner you're clear of these woods, the better, I think." "Our caravan was attacked. I've been trying to get to the Gilded Vale. Hard luck, and I'm sorry to hear it. You should be fine from here. There's no missing the Vale if you keep to the road, and you haven't far to walk. But you want to keep clear of this place after that. We were just attacked, north of here. Me and a friend of mine. We came out here to hunt some deer. Came up on a bear instead. Great, monstrous thing. And Pearly, he didn't make it." He shakes his head. "I don't know what I'll tell his wife. In any case, this forest already cost me a friend. I'm heading home before it takes anything else." "Who are you?" "Name's Nanton. Born and raised in Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since." His face twists. "Luckier than Pearly, I suppose. In any case, this... What happened to your friend?" "We didn't see it coming." Nanton's voice shakes a little as he speaks. We were following a stag. Pearly, he saw something in the brambles. We went tearing off after that. But all we stumbled into... We all but stumbled into the cave. Poor Pearly didn't stand a chance. The bear was on top of him before we knew what was happening. The beasts will take what they will, I suppose." He smiles sadly, and this time, Galawain's favor fell upon the bear. "Where did you find this bear?" "In a cave, a ways up that way." He turns to point to the northwest. "I wouldn't seek it out if I were you. It was a great brute of a beast. Would hate to hear that it took you another life. Farewell." And sneeze.
Steady does it.
Thanks, biological body, for assisting me in these endeavors. Shit. How much you want to bet that I need to go there for the climbing gear? That this... Yeah. I bet that if I want to go up there, I'm going to need something like that. Oh, he went across somewhere. Potion of Eldritch Aim, plus 15 accuracy. Could be a good boost against that guy. The grass is still flattened behind the wagon's wheels. Barrels of cabbage, potatoes, and squash have been overturned and abandoned. Northwest to Garen's Grasp, south to Gilded Vale. I'm guessing a potion like that might very much come in handy against a monster like that. If I can find it. Oh. And wolf. I'm so bad at stealth. That is not what my character specializes in at all. Thankfully, these wolves don't specialize in fighting people with giant freaking clubs. That's good. Oh, that's where my phrases are counted. That little icon down there. Easy to miss, very small. But there it is.
Keeping quiet.
Shattered pieces of crate are strewn across the dirt along with a few muddy vegetables. Can these be separated, I wonder? Sometimes you can. In some games. Somebody died here. Settler's Arrow. It's not a huge zone. I would not be surprised if the bear somehow has some kind of climbing gear hidden behind it. Or something similar is somewhere up here. Lots of opportunities to leave the zone around here. Bear cave. Oh boy, it's its own zone. I'm sure it's perfectly safe inside. I am going to die. Are you ready to die? I'm ready to die. Oh, I'm immediately caught because I'm so bad at stealth. Why is he so... Why is his corpse so glowy? Maybe I can interact with him? That'd be interesting. Okay, this is a genuine threat that I should be probably concerned about. Slot can't be changed in combat. Shit. Oh, that was my plan. I didn't... No. Oh well, we'll give it a go, and I guess I'll find out the hard way if I'm able to do this or not. And if I can't, I'll give it a go with the buff, which is my actual plan. Ooh! I'm taking this very well. I'm not taking it very well. Okay, my endurance is non-existent and my health is significantly reduced. This would give me some endurance, not a ton. I have 2 chance done. We'll have to hope for the best here. A little bit of endurance would be nice. Ouch! When a party member is reduced to 0 endurance, they are knocked out. This means they're out of the fight, but as long as your side is victorious, they will regenerate their endurance when the combat ends. Even though endurance regenerates after combat, health does not. Keep an eye on the bar left of the character's portrait to prevent them from becoming maimed or killed. Oh. Oh. Endurance is a barrier against health damage, but it doesn't prevent death. You get KO'd. So I'm down. That's it. I'm about to get murdered. He's just gonna eat me. Okay. Trying to get me to name the autosave, I guess. I don't have much faith in my ability to fight a bear, as it turns out. Yeah, I would not expect much of this. Woohoo! Yeah, that fills up really fast the moment I go over there. Can I get all creative? This has to be definitely used in combat because it's a temporary bonus. This is longer term. Ah, I think you can only use them from the quick bar though, so it does have to be in here, I think. Perception. Wolfhide is a stash item, more or less. Endurance and might. Constitution. Really minor amounts of max endurance. Not the most encouraging. Something though.
Let's go.
It's my best chance. All right. So begins the fight. As I die. Oh boy. No, I'm gonna die. Come on, be very distracting. Oh boy. Action unavailable during combat. I can't beer during combat? Did I already drink the beer, but there was more beer? Poultry, minor regeneration. I don't think I used my beer. I meant to use beer for one more damage reduction. Crap. Gown's Pledge. Moderate endurance. Each time it's used, 2 per rest. Now's the time. Oof. Barely injured. Barely injured. Get it? Because he's a bear. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die, and that was my last joke before I die. This is embarrassing. Oh man, I did it again. Isn't this funny? Not as funny as how much I'm about to be dead. Uh-oh, my health bar is getting low. Yeah, this guy doesn't even care about the fact that I am like sending a monster after him. Yeah. Barely injured. You lose. Mwah, mwah. You get him, Spirit Ghost. You'll say, oh, now you knock him out. You finally start hitting him with stun when the fight's over. Huh. There's definitely some stuff back here. Yep. Anyway, let's load. I think it didn't properly prompt me to load because the fight was ended by a summon disappearing, so it didn't have a clear check of like, oh,
right,
the party just died. I think I was a little confused by that. Okay. Maybe there's something over here. No, that's just the top of the river. Can I go over here? I can. Oh, let's hide. Oh, it's a Zarup camp. Maybe he's a friendly Zarup. He's not a friendly Zarup. Plot twist, not a friend. Maybe they have climbing gear, though. That would be nice. Oh, boy. Time to get in a fight. Hopefully I'm more prepared for fighting these guys than the last guys, because, damn. Oh, yeah, they're not nearly as tough as it turns out. Yep, turns out bears are uniquely monstrous creatures. You'll be shocked to find. There we go. Yeah, he is doomed. There we go. Thank you, Phantom. Very handy of you. Zarup tongue. Ew. Not only did I cut their tongues out, I cut 5 tongues out of 3 people. Put that all in the stash. I don't think I want any of those items in my characters. Added cap. A quarterstaff. I always like quarterstaffs. Probably not going to use that on this character though. The struts and supports are large enough to be the ribs and vertebrae of a dragon. Ah, dramatic. That's a pretty explored area, though. I don't recall any of these areas having what I would like. So bad news there. Aha. Ooh. No, I've been here before. Just kind of lost track a little bit of where I was, I guess. It's a bit of a... I might re-hotkey this or something. It's a little awkward pressing arrow keys to move the camera and then tab to view what's inspectable. But mouse pushing is a little weird too. I don't know. Yeah, I believe I checked all of these. Yep. I think we're gonna have to fail a skill check. It's gonna be based on athletics. Athletics. Base 0. I don't think it's directly modified by other stats. Yeah. I'm probably going to fail. I don't think any of these are going to help with athletics, if I remember correctly. Get these guys equipped. Proud they kind of came off. So given what we have, I probably can't climb this. So I guess the primary question right now is, can I come back here, or is this like an intro area I can't return to? The bear being as tough as they are would make me inclined to think that maybe I can come back here with additional people. That would be the hope. So based on that, I think I'm gonna hold off on doing this climb.
Keep it quiet.
So I'm a bit concerned that maybe a failed climb might make the path crumble and then I can't do it again. They often punish you in games like this for that kind of choice. So that you don't want to just try it for the sake of it. Because what do you have to lose? What you might lose is the entire chance to try. But we'll see if I can come back here or not. Decidedly more grim and visual. Although it's hard to get more grim than the story events so far. But the loading screen is definitely hinting at this place looking worse, and yes it does. Leafless trees, like arteries. The go-to comparison, usually.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
The man has skin dull and gray as the desolate village behind him. Do you welcome everyone this way? The only answer you hear is the buzzing of flies in the tree.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child?
What are you talking about?
An infant born without a soul, of course. Lord Radric has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger, Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head ever so slightly toward the deformed tree.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
You said something about Hollowborn and Waidwin's legacy before? He blinks. I forget that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon Deerwood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. He shakes his head. Pitiful, dumb things that breathe, barely, but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease. Some say they are a punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hands. In truth, no one knows. But they began spreading after the Saints' War, and so the name Waidwin's legacy stuck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. I see. Lord Radric decrees may seem strict at times, but he has our best interests at heart. He nods. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. It's important that everyone in Gilded Vale understands our rules. Before I got here, I saw several people conducting a strange ceremony near some ruins. He regards you carefully. You'll want to mind where you mention that. Trespassing on Angwathan ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People will try anything these days. Barath have mercy, we certainly have. I don't think so. Just as they finished, there was a Beowick. He polishes his spectacles on his sleeve. If you'd been that close to a Beowick, you wouldn't be standing here, so he won't believe me. I've been feeling strange ever since a close call with a Beowick. Is there someone in town who could help?
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all.
He points at a body hanging from the tree.
But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
Goodbye.
Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
What happened? He shrugs one bony shoulder. I will know more details when the messengers arrive. The vagaries of childbirth, perhaps, but this is not your concern. What do you mean? You come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Barath must be redoubled. He sets a steady gaze on you. Does this affect the Lord's offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you to get some rest at the inn, or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. Farewell. Trying not to actively agitate. Hey! 852 experience. God damn. That is rapid progress when you are a solo character. That is good. Urgit wears a twisted frown. I'm afraid I still can't help you find residence here. Lord Redrick's son was deemed a Hollowborn. This makes circumstances even more fraught than before. Yeah, he's making grand decrees to remove the Hollowborns, and then his own son still turned out being one. I wonder if his own decrees will backfire at that point, or if he's going to be a massive hypocrite or some other thing like that. Because it seemed a lot like they were going to hang anyone whose child had been Hollowborn, but now their leader has that. You would think that maybe the people will turn on him at that point. Either out of a sense of justice, of punishing him the same way as everybody else, equality, or fury that it was all for naught anyway, when they see him not engage in the same behavior when it's on his side. Tell me about Lord Roderick. He comes from a line of nobles who have defended these lands since Aedir times. Redrick II was an early supporter of Deerwood and independence during the Revolution, and the current Lord's father perished in the Saints' War. Hollowborn began appearing in the Deerwood shortly after the war's end. Lord Redrick had taken it upon himself to purge the curse from Gilded Vale. His measures have been severe but necessary. Unfortunately, it may not have been enough if the bells were any indication. The Saints' War. Our age's most egregious example of man's madness. 15 years ago, the people of Red Saras decided that Waidwen, their living saint, was the literal incarnation of the god Eotas. Irgate wrinkles his pinched nose. This supposed saint took it upon himself to liberate the Deerwood, supposedly from allegiances to less worthy gods, but I've never known an army to conquer a land for its people's own good. The war lasted about a year, but you can guess what that year did to the worship of Eothas in the Deerwood. Lord Redrick's forebears had all been Eothasians, but after his father fell, defending us from those fanatics, he personally saw that the temple of Eothas here in town was shut down. He points to a few ruined walls near the tree. Oh yeah, the tree's in the middle of that. In the middle of that building. Was the tree? I wonder if the tree was once a religious structure. Or not, structure's not the right word, but a religious figure that people like would pray directly to, and that now it's been like corrupted as a hanging tree after the church was destroyed. I'd like to know more about the Gilded Vale. We're a frontier village, as are most settlements in the Deerwood. Gilded Vale hasn't grown much since its establishment in the colonial days, and the last 15 years have seen our population shrink further. He takes in the ramshackle houses and half-fallen fences, hence our recruitment of fresh settlers. Why has Gilded Vale's population been shrinking? Wadwin's legacy, of course. Many women have had difficulty bearing healthy children of late. A few years ago, Lord Redrick decreed that no mothers of Hollowborn are to be allowed in Gilded Vale. His mouth tightens into a firm line. His lordship dealt swiftly with the objectors. It may be harsh, but if it purges us of this curse, it is worth it. Is it not worth it? It clearly isn't working, because the curse is probably location-based, judging by the fact that no other people and place has this curse. It's only happening to people here. That means it's not spread from person to person, it's based on the place. Tell me about those ruins behind the tree. That's what's left of the Temple of Aothas. His lips pucker. Lord Redrick forbade worship of the dead god after the Saints' War. It's been abandoned for almost 15 years. But there are plans to rededicate, whoops. To rededicate it to Barath, the god of life and death. You'll get to know the town well enough once you explore, I'm sure. There we go. So yeah, they're super suspicious, and the super suspicious, they're executing anybody that's suspicious. I've been afflicted with a weird thing that I thought would make them suspicious of me. And also the first character I meet here, the first party member you meet is like, we should get out of here. This place blows, and we also might die or something. So between all those factors, I left this place immediately. I basically met a character or two, and then I just left and never came back. So we're not going to recreate that mistake. And no, I don't have sweeping memories. This is still a mostly blind playthrough. I don't remember a lot from the last time around. But I do remember that mistake, because it was the thing that haunted me. Scattered between the roots are bracelets of twine and bead. Wilting flowers, and notes half erased by the rains. Oh, there he is.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
Strange way to talk about your dead. He looks up at the tree and breathes out. Half the town's up there now, seems like. No right way to talk about it. I'm looking for someone who can help me feel better. Gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. I'm not sure if he actually did understand. Oh. That pair. Oh. Ah. Okay, I thought this was interior at first because I saw the four walls, but it looks like it was probably a back garden that was gated off, whereas this was the actual church of sorts. There's children here. Papa says the temple's cursed, which is why I'm in it like a little shit. Beneath the vines are crude carvings of a sun rising over 3 stars. Theo Phalion. Oh, he's I think he's a godsend or whatever they're called. He's got a freaky head. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out. You see a pennant waving tall and sluggish in the wind, a rising sun embroidered on the banner, the vanguard of a small troop of paladins. The atmosphere is buoyant, if restrained, and their armor has not yet been tarnished by the elements. This expedition is fresh, young, filled with zest and zeal. At their head stands a commander, awkward in full armor but determined in step. Despite the excitement of his fellows, he does not smile. There's a twist to his mouth, his countenance grim. He throws up a hand, halting his troop. Silence falls among them, revealing a dark thunder deep and low. He orders them to ready their weapons and spread out. Eyes dart from horizon to horizon, necks twisting to see the source of the sound. In the distance, dust and lightning rise from the ground as Stygian clouds race towards them overhead. The soldiers stand, only the staccato movement of their breath betraying their nerves. The commander closes his eyes, calling a blessing down on his troop. Invigorated, invincible, they wait as the enemy draws closer, poised to attack. Huh. But I can't actually talk to him. It's just that story. These are Kickstarter games, so I almost wonder if that's a Kickstarter story. Like make your OC and we'll put it in the video game. And then maybe Chris Avallone, did he write this game? Maybe the writer like polishes it up so it's presentable and cohesive with the rest of the narrative. And then maybe get to name the character and stuff. Or I'm completely making all of that up. Hooray. Used to have a lot more fortune tellers come through. Lord Radric had us chase him off. Careful if you head east. Guards patrol the Eastern Wood, but not the Black Meadow. I heard they fended off another attack on Lord Redric's keep. He has a keep somewhere. Well, let's start poking around. Ah, your character's biography writes itself as your adventures unfold. Neat. Nanton and Ingrid. Nanton. I've met him before. Oh, this is the wife. He's telling the wife about the bear attack. This man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working at closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices you approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little. You murdered your friend. You threw him to the bear and killed them. What, did you fall for Nanton or something? And then I don't know. She either hated him and is paying Nanton for killing him, or they're currently packing up all the money that they had because they're going to run off together now that the husband is dead. Oh boy.
How do you do?
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. Do you know this man, Nanton? Nanton coughs. Yes, I think we met in the Valewood. I warned him about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something else you wanted? You two are in good spirits for people who lost a friend. That's unkind of you to say. I'm grieving my husband in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not convince him to leave Gilded Vale before this happened. I'm relieved to be rid of this terrible place, that's all. It's cost me the greater part of my life, and now my husband, and I'm glad to be free of it. You two seem to be in a hurry. Yes, I imagine so. We're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and... She looks at Nanton. Well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. Nanton reaches to take her hand. It's time for some new scenery, he says. Just walk in here like a true video game protagonist. Is there anything you can tell me about Gilded Vale? Ingrid smiles wryly. Only that you'll want to be moving on as soon as you can. You'll have seen the tree, I imagine, but the rot goes deeper. If you were looking for work, I'd say you have a better chance of it elsewhere. We're headed for Defiance Bay ourselves, not Nance. That's confusing. It says Ingrid's saying it, but Nanton's saying it. Weird. I bet there's some subtle clues. Bottle of Sunrid is half empty. Ooh. Who doesn't like a good story? I'm stealing your books. You're just gonna watch as I do that? Okay. Just feeling out how the game handles that kind of behavior. Seems like I can just do it. So it seems like I can't call them out on what happened, even though we can totally tell what happened. You probably, because we just reached out to that guy's spirit, and there was a spooky spirit over the body of the guy who died, who was not Nanton, the other one. So judging by that spirit being there, I bet I could reach out to it like that other guy's spirit and probably find out about the betrayal and then accuse them of it there. But without that, I can't do anything. So without any kind of evidence of what happened, we're doomed. We seem to have straight up given up on treating myself for my unrelated not BOWAC problem. Despite the rains, the stalks feel as dry and stiff as locust husks. Like we needed Springberry to help myself, but I guess everything else trumped it. I must have just been a discomfort problem, more so than a death problem. Like things got way worse, I guess, with other afflictions and my visions and everything else that's going on right about now. So that would be stealing. Yeah, these have stealing icons. Oh, more vibrant history. You see a crowded marketplace, vendor stalls lining the road, their proprietors' voices calling out to passerbys to come sample their wares. The woman wanders through the throngs, strolling hand in hand with another woman. They peruse the vendor's goods, tearing at a book merchant with a number of old and beautiful tomes, chatting with one another about what they see. One will pick up a book and show it to the other, who will take it, comment it, and place it back on the shelf. Then the first will snatch up the book again and quickly pay the merchant before the other can snatch it back. They walk away from the market weighed down with packs filled with books, still hand in hand, standing close, comfortable and familiar with each other. As they pass down a somewhat deserted street, an object suddenly hits this woman in the chest and bounces off, rolling away towards one of the buildings. The women stop and look at the object, an apple, and then back up at the person who threw it. There's nothing special about him aside from the angry look on his face and the two other apples he holds. Before either woman can move, the man draws back and throws another one at them, this time hitting the second woman in the forehead. He yells at them, something derisive and hateful, something about a legacy and responsibilities. Why is that one wider than the rest? The woman raises her hand to her head and wipes the juice and bits of fruit from her face and stares the man down defiantly. The woman squeezes her hand and puts the other on her companion's shoulder, attempting to calm her down. The other woman pulls a book from her pack and holds it before her, muttering something under her breath. She pulls her hand free and waves it above the book, an aura forming around her. The first woman is still trying to calm her down, but all she says goes unheard. The man, uncaring of the events happening in front of him, draws back and throws the last apple. As it arcs through the air towards them, the second woman brings up her hand and points at the apple. A glowing orb of energy flies from her hand and strikes the apple, causing it to explode, raining bits of apple down on the road and buildings around them. The man's face changes, anger joined by fear, like he's trying to decide if running or attacking is the better course of action. The second woman has started chanting again, her hand glowing, her eyes narrowing. This woman steps in front of her, placing herself between her love and their attacker. She touches her face, gently stroking it while whispering calming words. A kiss. The woman's countenance changes. She calms, her eyes softening, her lips regaining the lost smile. The first woman smiles again as well and kisses the other. "Wizard scum," the man behind them says, and the two women turn to face him, staring him down defiantly. They join hands and begin walking again, moving past him without so much as a sideways glance.